Hi, this is Joe again with another review. And for the sake of this video, we're going to be discussing the 1982 film, Tron, starring Jeff Bridges, Bruce Boxleitner, and David Warner. For those of you who don't know what David Warner is, David Warner was, in the late 80s and throughout the 90s, was the character actor, the villain, and a lot of stuff. He was in, appeared in Star Trek 5. Star Trek 6. He played the Klingon ambassador in Star Trek 6. He played the Terran ambassador in Star Trek 5. And he played Cal's husband, Lovejoy, in Titanic. So this guy's been around a lot. And then remember that he played the villain in Tron. Of course, what this movie is about a lot of computer hacking, and it has to do with computer-generated effects, which at that time, 1982, was really novel. Not every other film today has computer-generated effects that will make you sick. This one could make you sick a little bit if you haven't seen this one. This one was a huge movie when it came out. A lot of hype behind it, but it got mediocre ratings because the plot was barely there. But if you, that was my phone. I forgot to cut the sound. If you pay attention to the film, there is a plot there. Well, basically the plot is that Jeff Bridges plays like this computer gamer who used to work for this particular computer company, and he recently got fired, and he knew he had signed on or created some video games, and the head of the top CEO was played by David Warner's character, played by David Warner, I should say, and he stole Jeff Bridges' idea, and he created those games, actually should I say stole Jeff Bridges' idea and made his own. Took credit for what Jeff Bridges, I should say, Jeff Bridges created. And so what Jeff Bridges wanted to do was to go sneak into the computer company and break into the computer. Well, while this was going on, the main computer mainframe, first company is called the Master Control Program, or MCP for short, or the Master Control Program, and he's trying to get more power, more energy, and he breaks into other companies and steals the information and provides it to the David Warner character, and he says, "I'm getting more and more power every day." It's going to get God into himself, really, this Master Control Program. And so what he's doing is, there's one computer programmer who still works in the company who was a friend of Jeff Bridges' character. He says, I created this new program called Tron, and it will clean up all the garbage that's in our computer files. Kind of like an antivirus thing, programs that we have today for computers. And of course they're trying to shut this down, because if they do that, it will destroy the Master Control Program, or completely debug it, and it will be totally screwed up. So when Flynn, Jeff Bridges' character, breaks in with the help of the two friends there that are still working there, he goes in there and tries to hack it and find proof that he created those game programs, and of course would sue the company, because he wanted to find proof that he created those games that the computer company is making millions of dollars off of. So when he's doing that, he gets zapped by a laser beam that is the female his girlfriend was working on in the company, zaps him, and he transports Flynn into the computer world, out of the real world and into the computer world. And for the rest of the movie, to about maybe the last 10 minutes of the film, it's all in the computer world, or the computer mainframe. And of course, they call them users, or at least Flynn calls himself a user, because he was a computer user. He writes all these programs, and he tells the other computer characters that he was a user, and he was the one creating a lot of this stuff. So someone says, "Oh, so you know how to how we're going to react and stuff." He says, "Yeah, I do." So Jeff Bridges' character was forced to play these games like computerized highlight, which was a pretty good actor, but it was like really early on, and a lot of the effects sort of die off. A lot of the action starts to die off a little bit. It's just all these crazy like computerized ships and computerized sails and stuff that takes a real slow pace, in the computer world. And meanwhile, in the real world, trying to stop Flynn, or trying to kill Flynn, or the master control program was trying to kill this guy off, so that he wouldn't be so much, so he could have more, so the master control program had more control over stuff. And it's like a mad computer going nuts, kind of like a war games, which will come out like a year later. So you have all this crazy shit going on, and then of course Flynn meets up with Tron, which was a program that his friend created, and Tron took the face of his friend. Meanwhile, you have another character in there who also took the place of a guy who also got zapped into the computerized world, and he gets killed off when they're playing a game. Oh, let them play against this other guy. So bump at least one of them off, hopefully. And of course, the Gores, or the David Warner lookalike character in this thing, he gets kills Flynn's friend. And he found in the computer, and it was really, really, really over the top type stuff. And then eventually he hooks up, not only hooked up with Tron, but hooked up with his girlfriend who works in the company, and the three of them eventually, and it's a long time coming, but they eventually get there to the master control program or Tron tries to get into there so he can help destroy or to end the remain of the master control program, and to get the information that Flynn wanted to prove that he's the one who created all these games. And I know I'm giving a major spoiler for those of you who never watched or never seen Tron. They do accomplish what they wanted to do and destroys the master control program. It's all fucked up. Excuse my language, it's all messed up. And then, of course, the David Warner character knows he's screwed. Because he saw in the master control program that come up, but the message came up that Flynn created all these games. That Flynn found all the information they was looking for. And of course, in the end of the movie, you find out that Flynn got the CEO job of this computer company at the end of the film. Well, of course, this film could have ended like 20 minutes earlier. I mean, it was like an hour, 40-minute film, but it feels longer. It feels like maybe like an hour longer because they spent so much time in the computer world, and it takes a really slow pace to get to where they needed to go. And I'm talking about Tron, Flynn, and the woman character. I'm sorry, her name escapes me. The woman character in the film, but this film is not that bad. Because I grew up in that area. I grew up at that time. We had all these video games and video arcades and like Pac-Man, Tron, and also they made a Tron video game, and that was pretty popular in the video arcade world. And I'm talking about, there's no Xbox back then. There was Nintendo, there was Atari, in that time, and they were making Tron video games to go side with the movie. And they were pretty popular. I think the video game itself is more popular than the actual movie. But because the special effects the computerized effects just blew everybody away. I think Disney spent about millions of dollars just on the effect, because don't forget this is 1982 technology, folks. If there was today, it would be almost like it would be almost coming like Titanic numbers of the way they spent on special effects for Tron. I mean, it was that expensive. It was very expensively made. Disney, as I said earlier, Disney produced this thing, but the movie, it's not as bad as I remembered it was, or not as confusing as it was. It's just, I remember it was just very, very slow paced. Even though it was about, like I said earlier, it was an hour and 40-minute movie, but it was very, very slow paced for an hour and 40-minute film. But it is worthwhile seeing if you've never seen Tron. It might be dated by today's standards, and you could argue it's dated just like War Games is dated today. But it's just as good. I mean, it might date you, especially young kids today might not get that film. Well, young kids might not get it because it's all technical babble that's going on in this thing. But it is a movie that's worthwhile watching, especially if you have to be my age, who grew up in the early '80s with all the video games and stuff to remember this film, and it was a film of its time. So that's my review of the movie Tron. Please click on the bottom. Please rate it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video on your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews and on my YouTube channel at RowdyC.com. It's all WDY. And then at C.com. There's a homepage of the Rowdy Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore. You can check out all of his videos on his website as well. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.